Good morning, everyone, and namaste. And what a beautiful day to be practicing yoga today. Today we'll start out with another mudra. So during this summer of love that's kind of coming to an end, we focused on some mantras and now we're focusing on mudras. So this next mudra that I'd like to share with you is known as the chin mudra. Easy to say, right? Chin mudra. And it can also be called the Jnana mudra. And these two mudras are mudras of consciousness and mudra of knowledge. And the way we practice these mudras are just by placing the index finger at the very root of the thumb. And then doing the same thing with both hands. So when the palms are up, this is chin mudra, and it's a posture of consciousness. So it's great for your meditative asanas. And then when the palm is down, that's Jnana mudra. And this mudra is representing knowledge. And it's also great for your meditative asanas. So when we practice these mudras, it affects the root of the nerves scientifically on the hands because they're so sensitive. And then that can send messages to the brain to allow for more concentration and meditation. So let's begin the way we always do, and we'll start out by finding a comfortable seat. So as you find your comfortable seat, wherever that is, just draw the tailbone down. You can lift all the way up on the sternum, and then place your hands in the chin mudra. So your hands can be either on the knees or on the thighs. And then just relax your shoulders as much as you can. So allow the shoulders to sink down. Allow the elbows to be heavy. And then close your eyes down for a moment. And on your next inhale, just notice how the breath comes in a little bit cooler. On the exhale, notice how the breath goes out through the nostrils and it's been warmed. Each inhalation, you'll be drawing the breath in even deeper. So bring the breath through the back of the throat, the back of the chest, the back of the abdominal region. And then on the exhale, allow the breath to go out through the back of the abdominal region, the back of the chest, the back of the throat, and then out through the nostrils where it feels warm. So each inhalation is coming in through the nostrils, the back of the throat, the back of the chest, the back of the abdominal region. And then on the way back out, keep following your breath all the way up through the back of the chest, the back of the throat, and coming out of the nostril warm. So follow a few of those breaths on your own. Try to keep visualizing and following your own breath. Cooler on the way in, warmer on the way out. Just a few more rounds. Keep following your breath. Now, before you open your eyes, Just try to focus on your physical body and notice any subtleties at all. Maybe it's a subtlety in any sensations of tightness or openness, any sensations of ease or calm, a lightness or a darkness. And now before you open your eyes, just place your palms together and lift your palms up towards the heart. And now bring to mind your intention, whatever your intention is for your practice today. And then nice and easy, you can open your eyes. Namaste, good morning. Another thing that we've practiced this month is we've started practicing more twists because they are so cleansing for the body and they help in transformation. So we'll start out this practice with some gentle twists. So just coming into your easy pose, if you can, just come right into your easy pose. You'll cross your legs over. And if it's comfortable for you, you can even scissor the legs a little bit closer together. If that's uncomfortable, draw them out. And on the inhale, just lift the arms up over the head. And on the exhale, release the arms out to the side, reaching your arms out to the side from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your fingertips. And on the exhale, release the arms all the way down. So as you bring your arms down to the side, can you then find your center line and just start lifting up from your navel up to your heart center, all the way up to the crown of your head. On the next exhalation, just drop the left ear towards the left shoulder and walk your right fingertips out until you actually feel the connection of your muscles in the arm all the way up towards your ear. And just notice that connection. Try not to pull or tug, but just notice where the root of the muscles are connected. And then on the inhale, lift the chin back up, coming back to center. Walk the fingertips back in, and then drop over the opposite ear now. So dropping the right ear towards your right shoulder, and then just walking your left fingertips out. Try to deepen your breath, and early in the class, mine may be taking you somewhere else. So just continue to deepen your breath and allow for that sensation of the connection of your muscles. On the inhale, you can bring the chin parallel with the floor again. Walk your hands forward, bring your arms right up over your head, and keep reaching through your fingertips while you're drawing your tailbone down. Turn your palms out, and on the exhale, release the arms all the way down, and then all the way back behind you. Bring your fingertips down onto the floor. Inhale, and lift up on the heart center. Draw your knees down a little closer to the earth, and deepen your breath. Good morning, Saturday. Try to bring your shoulder blades together a little bit more. And then take your time and we'll walk the hands forward. Now with your hands forward, inhale, extend the arms up over your head. On the exhale, lean forward, bring your fingertips down, and then draw your heart forward. That's the adjustment that we need to make every time you come into a yoga posture. So draw your tailbone down closer to the floor and see if you can separate your collarbones, bring them apart. Now let's walk the fingertips over towards the left side. Make sure there's a hand on either side of your knee. Inhale and lift up on the sternum. On the exhale, draw that right hip back down towards the floor. If you're not feeling anything at all, just walk your hands out a little farther, but try not to let an abnormal curve come into your spine. Try to keep the spine long and really deepen the breath in the back of your body. Great side body opener. Now walk your fingertips back to the center. Inhale and reach your arms up over the head. Extend through your fingertips even longer. Draw the tailbone down, and as you start leaning forward, draw your tailbone back. Lift up through your heart. And now walk your fingertips over towards your right side. Lift up on the sternum and keep drawing that left hip back down towards the floor. Deepen your breath. Anytime we do a twist today, we're going to hold it a little bit longer than usual to allow for more massage of the internal organs, which is a really good opportunity to create more resistance to infections. Now walk your fingertips back towards the center. Inhale, reach those arms up even taller. And then on the exhale, you can bring your fingertips back down to the middle of the floor. So let's come up right up onto hands and knees now. So as you come up onto your hands and knees, we're just coming right into our table pose. And as you come into your table pose, can you make a nice flat spine by drawing your tailbone back and then reaching through the crown of your head? Take a deep breath. On the exhale, draw the navel way in towards your spine and separate your shoulder blades. Let your head drop down. Feel the weight of your head. Inhale and let the belly drop down and lift up through the crown of the head. And if you can, press down on your thumb and your index finger now, so you feel more energy coming up your inner arms. Exhale again and draw the navel in towards the spine and separate the shoulder blades. While you're in these postures, you can still breathe, but keep the position, okay? Try to keep the position. Think about the shoulder blades drawing apart. And now let's inhale, fill up the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. Reach up through the crown of the head and separate the collarbones, allowing the collarbones to come away from each other. Deepen your breath and try to come out of your shoulders by pressing on your thumb and your index finger, lifting the energy up your inner arms. Now come back to a flat spine, still flattening the curve. Inhale and extend your right leg back, flex the heel, deepen your breath. Keep reaching through the top of your head so your neck is long. My neck is going to be bent most of the time, but I want you to keep your gaze down and keep reaching through the crown of your head. On the next exhale, just draw the knee in towards your chest and hover there for a moment. And then you can place the knee back down. We'll inhale and extend the left leg back. So as you reach your left leg back, keep extending through your heel. Probably depends on how you slept last night and in one position, how this one feels. So reach through the crown of your head. Keep the collarbones away from each other and the shoulders back. And then on the next exhale, just draw the knee in towards the chest. Let it hover there for a moment and then place the knee back down. Separate your knees wide, really wide. Let your feet come together and walk your hands forward. As you walk your hands forward, allow the heart center to sink down. Now, for some people, this is a tighter area right around the outer upper chest. So if it's hurting your shoulders or you feel any sensitivity at all, just drop your head down on your forearms instead. If you're reaching out, all right, and that all feels good, keep bringing your shoulder blades together as you allow the chest to drop down. In this frog pose, the more you can separate your knees, the better, but try to keep your toes together. Slowly, we'll inhale and bring the arms back one at a time. You can walk your knees back together. Bring your left foot forward and then bring your right foot forward and then just gently fold forward, almost like a rag doll, allowing the head and the neck to release. And then bend your knees, and on the inhale, we'll lift the arms all the way up as you bring your arms up and over. On the exhale, bring the arms back, and then just clasp your hands behind you and lift up on the sternum. Here's another heart opener, getting you ready for your day today. So open up at the heart, open up your armpits, and keep your gaze forward as much as you can, so your chin is parallel with the floor. Deepen your breath. And then on the exhale, you can release that. So bring your hands to your waist now, and we'll practice the forward fold halfway. So draw your hips back, reach through the crown of your head, and we're moving into Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold. In this posture, extend through the crown of your head and keep drawing your hips back. You can use your hands to press down on the tops of the thighs if your quadriceps are really tight. Mine get really tight from other practices with my legs when I'm using the strong leg practices. So try to bring your elbows in close to your side and keep reaching through the crown of the head. If you're feeling a lot of tightness in your legs, try to draw your calf muscles down to the floor and keep all four corners of your feet engaged in the mat. On the exhale, bend your knees deeply, extend your arms out, lift the arms all the way up over the head, let your palms touch, and then just bring the palms right down the midline, right to the heart center. Lift your heart up into your palms. On the exhale, release the arms back down, and we'll move right into our standing mountain pose. So fan out your toes, take a look down at your feet, engage your inner thighs, and then start lifting up from the navel to the sternum, from the sternum up to the throat, and then from the throat all the way to the crown of your head. On the next exhale, extend your arms down strong towards the earth and feel the outer edges of your feet pressing into the mat. You might notice now that the buttocks is engaged, the abdominal region is engaged, and you're really opening up at the heart. During the standing mountain pose, there's a lot of energy drawing down towards the earth, but yet a lot of energy lifting up towards the sky. So mountain pose is not a passive posture. It's very active. It's internally active. On the inhale, bring your arms up over your head. As you're reaching your arms up over your head, take a look up at your palms, fan out your fingers really wide, and then turn your palms out and start reaching from your midline on either side, shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingertips, And on the exhale, you can bend your knees and then bring the arms right back up over the head. Let your palms touch, and then bring the palms right down the center line, right to your heart center. Lift the heart up into the palms. Take a deep breath in the middle of the rib cage. And on the exhale, release your arms down to the side. Now coming back to the top of your mat, inhale and bring your arms up over your head. On the exhale, bend your knees and then start rolling forward. So it's a little bit more of a roll than a straight spine. Bend the knees deeper. Inhale, bring the arms up over the head and then press your hips forward. So we're going from a posture of stillness to a posture of movement. So on the exhale, you're allowing the navel to draw in towards the spine. On the inhale, you're allowing the belly to expand and you're pressing your hips and your thighs forward. Hallelujah. Exhale. Use all of your energy now to start to warm the body and warm the spine. So depending on what kind of mood you're in today, you may be moving into a great big posture, or you may be keeping it a little more subtle, and that's okay too, because whatever works for you is going to be your practice, and that's how we learn, is whatever works for us is usually the best thing. So full deep breaths. And then after that final round, the final inhale and exhale, you can just release the arms down to the side, bring your hands to your waist. And now we're going to continue with that spinal warming, because to get ready for twists, we've really got a lot of circulation in the spine. So place your hands on top of your thighs again. And with your hands on top of the thighs, bring the elbows in tight. Come into a partial squat. Inhale and lift up on the sternum, and just allow the buttocks to come out a little bit. On the exhale, draw the shoulder blades away from each other, engage your abdomen and roll forward, let your head come down. Familiar? Yeah, because now we're standing in the cat-cow. So inhale and lift up on the heart, draw the shoulders back. You're looking up. On the exhale, you're drawing the navel in and you're letting the head drop down, okay? So we're creating a lot of warmth in the spine today, and we're working all those muscles around the spine so that they can open up and also be nourished with all of the blood flow that's going through there, all of the oxygen or prana that's going through there. So if you have to slow it down, you can slow it down. If you have to speed it up, you can speed it up a little bit if that's how you're feeling today. But let's keep the breath creating the movement. So whatever you're doing, if it's a slower breath, you're going to have a slower movement. If it's a really quick breath, then you're making it maybe too fast of a movement. Okay, so try to stay engaged in your practice. And then on the exhale, press through your feet, inhale, and we'll roll all the way up, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up this time, and then just gently press your hips forward and keep extending your fingertips towards the sky. So you don't have to move it into a deep back bend yet, but keep reaching up if you can. On the exhale, draw the palms down to the heart center, lift the heart up into the palms. And on the next exhale, very gently, draw your hips back, bend your knees slightly, and we're going to move into that Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold. As you come into your halfway forward fold, let's bring the fingertips down towards the mat. Inhale, and we'll bring the right leg all the way back. Bring your right leg back, exhale, and drop the right knee down. Now, self-adjust or make your variation by drawing your collarbones back, and maybe your hands are up on blocks, but Make sure that your knee and your ankle are in alignment so you're not shooting forward. It's this leg that we're focused on, the right leg. So curl your toe under again and just get it at a place where you can actually feel the connection of the muscles. Not like you're pulling the muscles, but just let them be connected. Make sure the top of your foot is flat down. And as you can see, this simple posture is affecting a lot of the body, a lot of the parts of the body, as long as you're staying engaged. Now on the next exhale, we'll draw the hips back. And as you draw your hips back, you can walk your fingertips back as well. For those people that are really open this morning, if you want to drop all the way down to the floor, you can drop all the way down to the floor and let the foot come out to the side, or you can stay right where you are and just keep flexing through the heel and creating length in your spine. Try to draw your right hip forward and your left hip back. Exhale, and we'll walk the hands forward. As you bring your hands forward, draw your left knee back, and as you bring your left knee back, separate the legs wider and bring the toes together, draw your hips back. Again, we're moving into that frog posture. So here at the frog pond, let your heart sink down. Let your heart sink down. This time, see if you can draw your shoulder blades apart a little bit and externally rotate your shoulders. You're a little warmer now. It should be easier to do that. Inhale, and we'll float the torso up. Bring the torso all the way up. Bring your hands back. The knees come together. Inhale, and we'll bring the right foot forward. So now with your right foot forward, draw the left knee back, okay? So you're bringing your left knee back, line up that knee and ankle so that it's in one line, and then lift up through the heart center, okay? Make sure your spine is long. So if you're there by yourself, just try to see if there's any shadow in the wall, or maybe if you're near a mirror, so you can make sure that your shoulders aren't sinking down and you don't have that abnormal curve in the top of the back. And if it is, just get up on a block. Just get up on the blocks or your books or whatever you've got there. Inhale and draw the right hip back, and as you're bringing your right hip back, your left hip still keeps drawing forward so that you're allowing for your pelvic bowl to stay straight. You might feel that in the back of the knee. If you want to go deeper into the posture, you can just drop right down to the floor if you like, and let the foot come on the outside of the thigh. If you prefer, you can stay up high. And then just walk your fingertips forward. As you bring the fingertips forward, we'll bring that right knee back. And then this time, place your palms down flat. Walk your hands out about another handprint. Curl the toes under. And let's inhale and lift right up into our downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good morning. Lift up on your toes. Draw your shoulder blades back. And then just bend one knee and then the other. Just bending one knee and then the other. Bend both knees and draw your hips up even higher.
Inhale, and we'll lunge forward like you're coming into your plank posture, but I want you to come down onto your knees. Bring the elbows in tight, chest and chin towards the floor. And then on the inhale, we'll float the torso up into Sphinx pose. So let's do one more spinal opener before we move into our standing postures. So your spine is probably thanking you right now. Make sure your shoulder and your elbow are lined up. Fan out your fingers so wide that it feels like they're being pressed into some quicksand or something. And on the inhale, engage your abdomen and lift it up towards your throat. Let the tops of your feet draw down towards the mat, and that should make you engage your buttocks. And since you've got the attention there, draw your tailbone down towards your inner ankles. Lift up through the crown of your head. And bring in all that prana, all that energy and life force. It's all out there for us. Take it all in. On the next exhale, draw your arms back, and as you bring your arms back, bring them underneath the rib cage, and you can float all the way up in your up dog, and then draw your hips back, curl the toes under, and lift right up into your downward facing dog. Bend your right knee and your left knee. Make sure that the heels are out slightly compared to the toes. And try to bring more weight out of your arms and balance the weight between the arms and the legs. Engage your abdomen. It's almost like a mudra or a lock when you engage your abdomen and draw it in. And then slowly on the inhale, we'll come forward. You can drop the knee down if you want. Bring the right foot forward and then the left foot forward. Exhale, we'll fold forward for a moment. Press through the feet. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up over your head. Let your palms touch. And on the exhale, just press your thighs and your hips forward. Reach through your fingertips. This one's a little bit stronger. Full breath, and then on the exhale, bring the palms right down to the heart center. Lift the heart up into the palms and take a deep breath in the middle of your rib cage. Maybe that back bend just created a little bit of joy in the body, or at least changed a little chemistry. On the exhale, release the arms down to the side. As you bring your arms down to the side, bring your hands back to your waist. And now let's separate the legs just a little bit wider. So maybe so they're a little bit more than hip width apart. So with your feet a little bit more than hip width apart, now let's draw that right leg straight back. And when you draw your right leg back, try to bring both hips parallel. So you have both hips forward. And then inhale, and you'll bring your arms up over your head. So reaching the arms up over the head, turn your palms out, reaching from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your fingertips. Let's clasp the hands behind us. Inhale and lift up on the sternum. So guess what? We're going to move into a full body mudra. Yeah, because this posture is actually known as a mudra. So with your hips both facing forward, let's start leading with the heart as you hinge at your hips. So you're going to start coming forward. And as you start coming forward, we're moving into the head to knee posture, okay? So you're doing it to the best of your ability this morning, or what feels good to you. So you may want to stop right there when you get about parallel with the floor, and just engage the outer edges of your feet. If you feel a little bit more open today, you can exhale and start releasing all the way forward. Let your head and neck drop down, and then lift the arms straight up towards the sky. Remember, in head to knee posture, you have two strong legs. So try to use them both. Press through both of the feet, inhale, and start floating your torso back up. As the torso comes all the way back up, move right back into your stargazer pose. Bring the weight into your right foot, and then let's bring the left foot forward. Exhale, and release your arms down to the side. Roll your shoulders down and back. Now take a moment to bring your palms back to the heart center and lift the heart up into the palms. Try to notice the right side and the left side now. So just notice if there's any difference between one side and the other. On the exhale, bring your hands down to the side. Inhale, and we'll draw the opposite leg back. So bringing your left leg back, try to make sure there's enough space in between your feet to keep a steady stance. And while you're in this stance, make sure that you're facing forward first. On the inhale, you can bring the arms up over your head, reach the arms up over the head. On the exhale, turn your palms out and just start reaching from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your fingertips. And as you come back, you'll clasp your hands together, lift up on the heart center. And on the next exhale, start hinging at your hips. So here we go again. Keep drawing your right hip back and your left hip forward if you feel that the right hip is trying to pull forward, okay? Some of you might not even get that sensation, but this is where we start to allow for the pelvic bowl to be lined up. You want that to be in alignment. So when you get about halfway there, parallel with the floor, make your choice. Am I gonna stay here, or would it feel better to release down a little bit more? So just decide which posture is good for you today. And then on the last movement would be on the inhale to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Deepen your breath. And then slowly on the inhale, we'll float the torso back up. As you bring your torso back up, move right back into your stargazer pose. Bring all of the weight then into your right foot. Let's step the left foot forward. Exhale and release the arms down to the side. Inhale as your arms come up over your head. Bring your palms down to the heart center and just observe for a moment any balance in your feet. If you can feel any more balance in the physical body. Deepen the breath around the rib cage. And on the exhale, release your arms down to the side. As your arms come down to the side, bring your hands to the waist, and we'll bring the right leg back, and we'll move right into our next posture, which is the warrior one posture. Bring your hips forward. Exhale and drop your left knee down. As you're bringing your left knee down, come up off of the right heel so you can allow your hips to sink down. And as the hips relax down, press through the outer edge of your back foot.
If you're already there, keep engaging your abdominal muscles and stay focused on the rhythm of your own breath. Inhale, extend the arms up over the head. As you're reaching your arms all the way up over your head, if it's possible, try to lift the rib cage away from your waist. On the next exhale, extend your arms back. So when you reach your arms back, open up at the heart center. And now bring your palms together at the heart center. And just when you were saying she's not going to do any twists, on the next exhale, if you'd like, you can turn towards the bent knee and then just place the elbow on the outside of your knee as we move into this twist, because now we're nice and warm. If you're not liking the fact that you're up on the leg, you can drop the knee down. But if it's okay with you, just stay where you are, start pressing your palms together, and try to bring your shoulder blades together. When you're ready to come out, remember you'll come out slowly. So slowly revolving back towards the center. Inhale and come right back into your prayerful warrior pose. Full breath. Inhale, and we'll bring the right foot forward. Exhale, release the arms down to the side. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head, and then on the next exhale, press your hips forward. Open up at the heart, and then bring the palms back down to the heart center. Lift your heart up into the palms. Take a nice deep breath. On your next inhale, we'll bring the left leg back. So as you bring your left leg back, make sure your stance is your warrior one stance, which is to allow for your back foot to be at about a 45-degree angle. Always good to lift up to stretch the back of your foot and the ankle area first, and then try to bring the foot back down. So deepen your breath. These postures are very grounding, by the way, the standing postures. So on the next inhale, let's lift the arms up over the head. And as you come into your warrior one posture, feel that sensation of victory. Deepen your breath. Lift your rib cage up away from your waist. And then on the exhale, extend your arms back so you can really open up at the heart center. And as you're pressing down through the outer edges of both of your feet, you're really feeling that prana in the heart center. So try to feel about it if you can. On the exhale, bring your palms together at the heart, and then we'll slowly hinge forward. So as you start hinging forward, if you have to adjust your back foot, you can adjust your back foot. And then just rotate your heart center towards the bent knee, and then you can place the elbow or the outside of the upper arm on the bent knee and open up at the heart. As you're opening the heart center, you may want to press your palms together. Think about turning your navel towards the inner thigh. If you want to have the knee down, you can also have the knee down if that feels better. And then slowly revolving back towards the center. Bring the palms to the heart center. Put the weight into your right foot. And then let's bring the left foot forward. As you bring your left foot forward, exhale and release the arms down. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. Let your palms touch. Exhale, tilt that slightly into your back bend. And then bring the palms again to the heart center. Lift the heart up into the palms. Exhale and bring your hands to your waist. And on the next inhale, we'll just draw your right leg back. If it's your right or left, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're facing your monitor now. Okay, so you want to be facing the monitor, and we'll move right into our next twist. Okay. So this is another one where you're going to hinge at your hips and you'll move into almost like Ardha Uttanasana, or a halfway forward fold. And when you're in that position, take a look down at your feet and turn the heels out a little bit. Press the outer edges of your feet into the mat and deepen your breath. Try not to hyperextend your knees or lock your knees. And then when you're ready, you can bring your fingertips down in the front. You might want to have a block. If you've got a block handy, that's really good too. I actually like to use a prop on this one. So now with your hands in the center, on the inhale, can you reach through the crown of your head and draw your tailbone back again so that you're not hinging forward, too far forward. And then on the inhale, you'll lift the left arm up. So just reach your left arm up. And once you reach your left arm up, try to get the arms so that your shoulders are stacked. Deepen your breath and hold that pose for a moment. These spinal twists are so cleansing and so good for the internal organs. On the exhale, release the arm back down, and then we'll go on the opposite side. So as you inhale, try to keep the shoulders in alignment if you can. Now my head again is lifted up, but if you can, keep your gaze downward until you feel like you're in alignment, and then you can take your gaze upward towards your shoulder or your arm. So deepen your breath. And since you're already a little bit warm, you should be feeling that you're able to breathe. Oh, and you might even notice some changes in the spinal cord. Press through the outer edges of your feet, exhale, and release that arm back down. So doing a whole lot of observation. On the inhale, lift the opposite arm up. Okay, just try to notice if it feels any different on this side compared to the side that you just did. Full and expansive breathing. If you have a shoulder or arm injury and you want to allow the arm to come down, you can do that as well. Exhale, and we'll bring the arm to the center. One more time. Inhale and lift the arm up. And we're going to stay there for a moment, so don't overdo. Keep drawing your tailbone back, reaching through the crown of your head. And then on the exhale, release the arm back down. Turn your heels inward, bend both of your knees. As you bend your knees, let's roll all the way up. As you roll all the way up, roll your shoulders back and down, and then you can wave your hips from side to side. Try to release the hips down. If it's not happening today, focus more on your breath. Focus more on some kind of a gentle, easy movement and really expanding the breath. But if it's happening, Engage your abdomen and lift all the way up through the crown of the head as you draw your energy back down. Bring your palms to the heart center. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Inhale and lift the arms up. And as you're reaching your fingertips up, let the hips come down one more time. And then bend both elbows. And as you bend both of your elbows, reach up through the crown of the head and just notice any lightness right at the very crown of your head, or at the top of your head. Press through your feet on the inhale, float your palms up. And as you're floating your palms up towards the sky, deepening your breath, bring to mind anything at all that you want to be grateful for. I'm so grateful for this day and this collective energy. On the exhale, you can release the arms down. So as you release your arms down, let's just roll the shoulders one time. And then let the shoulders release back and down. So now we're just going to move right into our side angle pose. As you come into your side angle pose, first line up the feet. And then take your time and turn your right foot out. And as you turn your right foot out, on the exhale, you can bend the right knee. And as you're bending your right knee, lift up off of the back foot and then draw it back down again. So this foot is your anchor. From that anchor, inhale and reach the arm up over the head. And you can then release the elbow down into the thigh, and that might help you to relax your hips down, okay? So coming into the posture is just as important as coming out, right? So everybody press your hips forward a little bit, and if your arm is not comfortable, bring the arm down. Just make sure your heart is open. Now let's use the chin mudra. So placing the finger at the base of the thumb, start to deepen your breath. This is a posture of consciousness. Maybe a collective consciousness. Press through your feet, inhale, and float your hips back up. Let's go to the opposite side. So just turning in the opposite direction now, bend your front knee. And as you're bending your front knee, you're just going to inhale and bring the arm up over the head. As you bring your arm up over the head, see if you can bring your forearm or your elbow down towards the thigh, and then check your anchor foot and adjust your anchor so it holds you steady or steadily into the earth. As your hips sink down, lift through your fingertips and move your fingers into the chin mudra. The palm is facing up. The pad of the index finger is pressing into the root of the thumb. Deepen your breath. Now pressing into both of your feet, lift the torso back up. As you bring your torso back up, release your shoulders back down. Take a deep breath. Now turn your right foot out again. And as you turn your right foot out, let's bend the right knee. And as you bend your right knee, this time we'll hinge forward a little bit more. And on the inhale, let's just drop the left arm down, inhale, and lift the right arm up. Now we're going to move right into Jnana Mudra in this dancing warrior pose. Take a deep breath. Open up your heart, embrace this beautiful day, and go ahead and smile. Feel the whole side body opening because you've warmed it up. So allow for that opening. Let your front knee sink down as it tends to pull back. On the exhale, release the arm back down and then come back to center. As you're coming back to center, you're reminding yourself that you're doing the postures to the best of your ability today. So turn your foot out. So as you turn the opposite foot out, then bend the knee. So now as you're bending your knee, you're allowing for your back foot to adjust so you can face slightly forward. Now release your arm back, inhale, lift the opposite arm up. And as you move into this dancing warrior, this posture of full joy, you're actually in Jnana Mudra, where the palm is down. And this mudra is a mudra of knowledge or wisdom. So deepen your breath, and it may be the wisdom of knowing that we're all one. Makes it a way better place. On the exhale, you can release the arm back down. As you release the arm back down, let's bring the feet together. And as you bring your feet back together, we'll move to the front of the mat. Inhale and bring the arms up over the head. On the exhale, let's hinge the hips and come forward. As you start folding forward, bend both of the knees. Inhale, and we'll bring the right leg back and then the left leg back, just like you're coming into your plank. If you want to come into your plank, you can. If you want to come down onto knees, you can come up down onto your knees. But whatever posture you're in, get your shoulders away from your ears. And then on the next exhale, we will drop the knees down, draw the hips back, and just move right into extended child pose, or you can place your forearms up and let the forehead touch your forearms. And everybody breathe. Breathe into your back body. Breathe into your whole body. Bring that collective energy right inside. Now slowly, we'll float the torso up. As you bring your torso up, release your shoulders back down. And then let's extend the legs back out so your legs come back out towards the front of the mat. And as your legs come out and you're sitting now in your Dandasana pose or staff pose, you're flexing through the heel, engaging all of the muscles and lifting up through the sternum. As you lift up through the sternum, you can bring your arms forward and then bring the arms right up over your head. As you're reaching your arms up over the head, turn your palms out. Start reaching from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your fingertips, and then bring the palms down to the side. As you bring your palms down towards your side, let's bend the knees. So you bend your knees, draw your hips down slightly, and then just hold on to the backs of the thighs. Hold on now. If that feels good, you can balance on your sits bones and then inhale and lift the legs. If that's feeling good, continue lifting the legs and you can reach your arms forward. And we'll move right into our boat pose or Navasana. Everybody lift up through the heart center. If you want more, you can reach your arms out into rock pose, but just breathe. Bringing on the sacred tremors, bringing on all that life force. Come on, let's take it in. On the exhale, you can bend both of your knees. As you bend your knees, then lean forward slightly, draw your hips towards your ankles, and we'll come right down onto the back. So as you come down onto your back, release your shoulders down. Shoulder blades are down. Extend your arms out to the side. And as you bring your arms out to the side, and they're in airplane arms, on the next exhale, you'll just bend your knees and bring the knees into the chest. Okay? If you're feeling like you need to give yourself a good squeeze, go ahead and then reach through the crown of your head. If you're feeling okay the way you are, you might be melting into the mat. Exhale and drop your knees over towards your right elbow. So as the knees are coming down, you're deepening your breath. Turn and look in the opposite direction. And on the next exhale, bring the knees back to center. Now drop your knees towards your left elbows. So let the knees go towards the left elbows. Take a deep breath into your right rib cage and turn your head in the opposite direction. So the head is in the opposite direction of the knees. Deepen your breath. Bring the knees back to the center and then place the soles of the feet down flat. So there's a little bit more to the twist, okay? It's getting exciting now. Draw your shoulder blades together. And then if you can, just lift the hips slightly off of the ground as you're pressing through your feet. And then shift your hips over towards the left side. And then extend your right leg down. Now draw the knee into the chest, and you can let the knee drop over towards the right side. So as you allow the knee to drop over towards the right side, you can draw your left leg back. Bend the knee, draw the left leg back, and then just reach for the foot or the ankle. And if you like, you can extend the top leg out. Okay, so this is a deeper full body twist, but you're pretty warm now, so it might feel okay. If it doesn't feel okay, that's okay too. Just back off a little bit and deepen your breath, because that's what the body wants. The body wants to be able to work to its highest efficiency without being forced. And then on the next exhale, just release all of that and bring the knees back to the center. Lift your hips up and bring the hips back to the center. So here you are at the middle of your mat again. From the middle of the mat, the arms extended out to the side. Press your feet in, lift your hips up, and then just shift your hips over to the right side of your mat. Inhale, extend your left leg down. Now draw the right knee into your chest and drop the knee over towards the side. So as your knee is dropping over towards the side, try to let the low back release. Relax the shoulder and the neck area. Deepen your breath. And then if all of that is okay and you want to bend your knee and reach for that back foot, you can reach for the back foot. And it might feel different on this side. It feels different on this side for me, that's for sure. So deepen your breath. And then if you like, you can extend the top leg. So you'll extend the top leg out. Everybody Everybody take a deep, full, and expansive breath. And you should have your head turned, if you can, in the opposite direction of the leg that's extended. You might be feeling a little Shakti energy and energy from Shiva too. So deepen your breath and we'll cleanse out the internal organs by allowing for the body to move the prana. On the next exhale, you can just start to unravel. And as you unravel, let's bring the knees back to center. Place the arms back down. So our final posture is going to be a little bit of a cooling posture, and that's the bridge pose. So to cool the body down, now that we've created a little bit of heat, press the soles of your feet flat in the mat and then reach your fingertips towards your ankles as much as you can. Your shoulder blades are tight. And then press through your feet, inhale and lift the hips up. So as you're lifting your hips now towards the sky, you're lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, you can stay right there. You can place a block underneath your sacrum, or if you're feeling really good today about your energy level, you can clasp your hands together and walk the shoulders in. I had a really good night's sleep last night, so my energy level is okay. I don't know about you guys, but lift up a little bit higher, find the posture that feels good to you, and then let's reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then you can release that back down. Inhale, and we'll lift the left leg up. And then release that leg down. And then very slowly, we'll come back down and releasing one vertebra at a time, one vertebra down towards the mat as you really begin to ground your physical body, allowing the body to melt into the mat. Extend your right leg down and your left leg down. Your right arm is down and your left arm is down. And in this posture of integration, this posture of Shavasana, allow your body to relax, the whole body. Just let the whole body relax. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, make an audible sound. Now just stay right where you are. Don't move. Just shift your attention to your feet and let your feet drop open so the ankles can drop open. And then let your knees drop open. And then relax your hips. Now relax your low back, your middle back, and your upper back. Because relaxation is your nature, it does feel good. Now just relax your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Almost like the skin could melt away from the bones. Shift all of your attention to the crown of your head and then relax your forehead, your eyebrows, and the corners of the eyes. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. And make sure there is some space between the teeth. Bring the tongue to the palate or the top of the mouth And start noticing the breath coming cool in through the nostrils and warmed on the way out. Cool as it's coming in and warmed on the way out. Let the tongue drop to the base of the mouth and just keep watching your breath as it moves in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. And then you may even notice that space where you're not breathing in and you're not breathing out. Now just rock your head from side to side. And on the inhale, you can extend the arms up over your head. Give yourself a nice long stretch. And then on the next exhale, draw the knees back in towards your chest. Give yourself a good squeeze, a good hug. Acknowledge yourself for doing your practice. And as you come back up into a comfortable seated position, one final time, just draw the tailbone down and lift all the way up on the sternum. And just bring your palms together at the heart center, lift the heart up into the palms. And we'll close our practice today with the greeting of Namaste. My internal light respects your internal light. Namaste. And as you go to enjoy the rest of this beautiful weekend, remember to allow all of your inner beauty and perfection to shine. And keep practicing.